Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a fun extra video for you this Sunday afternoon. Now, if you saw yesterday's video, you'll know that I played with shrink wrap for the first time and I decided to carry on playing. I kid you not, I was in my craft room, my hands are covered in paint, I could not stop, and I figured I would film it and bring you along too. It is ocean themed and it is so much fun. The reason it's an extra video is simply because shrink wrap is not something I regularly do on my channel and I didn't know how many people would want to watch it. So it's just a little extra something to get you inspired to use shrink wrap. First thing I am colouring my shrink wrap with lots of patterns and lines using my bright neon Posca pens. I'm using all of the bright summery colours. My plan is to create either a phone charm, like a little dangly for your phone, or a keyring, or really these could be anything. The tiniest pieces I make could even be earrings if you wanted to. Now I am using the shrink wrap by CCCTECK. This is available on Amazon and it is linked on my Amazon storefront. Posca pens are the only form of paint pen I have, but I know now so many of you have left amazing advice and comments in my last video from yesterday. If you missed it, check it out, but do read the comments. There's so many different things you can actually use with shrink plastic, and I was right, you guys do still call it shrinky dink over in America and Canada, and I just love it. I can't get enough of that shrinky dink. It's just the cutest thing, but I am now aware that is a brand name. Okay, Posca pens. Posca pens, I am using these on the rough side. So this shrink plastic that I have comes with a frosted side and a super shiny glossy side. And the videos I watched on TikTok and YouTube told me that you really want to do all of your colouring on the frosted side. It's the frosted side that is going to grip the pen more so than the shiny side. I'm also aware you can get shrink plastic that is shiny on both sides. I know nothing about that, so I am not the one to ask. If you're wondering if your shrink plastic is double-sided, I don't know. I don't know. This is very brand new to me. But I did want to show you what else you can do with your shrink plastic. So after you've created your designs, my advice would be grab your stamps. Grab all of your stamps. When my Posca pen was fully dried down on the shrink plastic, I used my black StazOn ink, which is permanent, and I used these gorgeous summery stamps. Now, this stamp set, again, is linked down below in my Amazon storefront. It's kind of a mixture of ice creams and just deck chairs and real fun summery things. So I used the 3 ice cream stamps to stamp some ice creams. Now, at this point, I was worried about how small they were going to shrink down, because I think when you're using shrink plastic, you want to try and do quite big things so that they don't shrink down too small, depending on what you want them to be used for. But like I said, this is either like a keychain or a phone charm. So small is okay. Small is going to work regardless of how small they end up. Once you've stamped your images, then you just cut them out. To shrink them down, I am going to be putting them in this silicone cake tin and using my heat tool for resin. I'm pinning it down with my metal ruler so it doesn't kind of fly away and just fly out of the silicone. As far as I know, so many of you told me you can actually shrink this down in the oven, and I think originally that's what people would normally do with shrink plastic. And I was right in the last video. You guys actually do still call it shrinky dink in America and Canada, and I just love it. I love shrinky dink. It's just the cutest name in the world for anything ever. So yes, once they were shrunk down, I flattened them out for a while, as you saw in the previous video, just to make sure they were completely flat. Then I moved on to a surfboard. I really wanted to create a surfboard design to go alongside my ice cream, and for that I just folded a piece of paper in half. I drew one side of the surfboard to get a real symmetrical image, and then I cut out that image and I placed it down and traced around it on my shrink plastic. Then I went to Google Images because, yeah girl, I'm not a surfer. I don't have any references. So I went on to Google to just look at clip art images of surfboard designs. And I guess I took a couple away with me, but you know, the stripes, those chevron stripes there, I kind of just put them in myself with the wave again and the sun at the top. I tried to stick to really bright colors that once shrunk down would still be quite vibrant and lively and give me that look I was going for. There's no real rules here as to what colors you use. It was so hot, and I know I've said it before, but the pens were just leaking everywhere. That's the one negative to Posca pens. If it's warm, if it's really hot, they are just leaking all the time. But I tried to mop it up with some tissue, and actually I kind of made the most of it, and I got all the colors to blend this way, so it all worked out for the best. Then I just added in some pink, some neon pink, and again, you can't really differentiate between those, but then it was a case of once I was happy that I got full coverage and I waited for it to dry, I went ahead with my black silhouette image. This is something I did take from Google. It was inspiration from a Google clip art picture of a surfboard, and I'm just drawing in some palm trees here. They don't have to be particularly neat. Remember, we are shrinking this down to ridiculously tiny size. So yeah, I'm just again using my black Posca to just draw some lines. And the thing I love about this shrink plastic is that all of these fine little lines will still be completely visible, fine little lines when shrunk down, because that's why I had to film this and share this with you, because honestly it's been so much fun. I just wish, firstly, I wish I had more Posca pens to play with, and secondly, I wish I could draw, like really draw, you know, and actually have some super cool original ideas. At this point, if you wanted to, you could stamp on this. You could go ahead and use your stamp set to add in it little phrases like beach life or anything like that, but I did decide not to do it. I was worried about this one, to be honest. It's the biggest thing I've tried to shrink, and I was worried at this point, like it has curled up in a ball. It's just completely folded in on itself, but the more you add heat, the more it just comes back to a fraction of its original size, but in the same kind of dimensions, which is absolutely perfect. I did hold down my glass jar on top of it to keep it super flat before taking it out. And look at this. It's so cute. It is so cute. Now, if you wanted pre-made holes at the top of your items, you can actually use a hole punch to create those holes, and that hole will shrink down with your item. So the hole won't stay massive. You can just put the hole in at the top. But I already knew prior to this that I did want to drill my holes, so I wasn't worried about using a hole punch. And look at these guys under a UV light. How gorgeous are they? I actually rested them on some blue tack to add a UV top coat, and I love them. They are everything. They scream summer. They scream oceans, beach life, hot sunny days, grab yourself a 99, eat the flake first. They scream beach and the ocean and the seaside and everything else that goes along with it. I decided at this point I'm going to make a keyring. They could easily be phone charms, but I'm just going to attach them all onto a keyring using a bright yellow tassel. The yellow tassel works so well with all of those bright colours in the surfboard and the ice cream. And here they are. I absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, it's just a little extra video to show you what I was getting up to with the shrink plastic off camera. But I decided to press record and bring you along for the joy, the fun, because this was fun. I absolutely love the surfboard. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you have enjoyed a little extra something from me today. Enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.